Right, good afternoon folks, it's that time again. Yes, it's another cigar review. Yeah. And my box is almost empty. So what I'm going to be smoking today, well this evening should I say, is the Brick House Short Torpedo. Where are we? So this is 5.5 inches by 52. These have just been released in the UK, made by JC Newman. Originally, these were a Cuban Puro rolled in America, and obviously the embargo saw the end of all of that. If you want to know more about these cigars, I wrote an article over on the Gauntlet's blog, which I'll stick in the bucket at the bottom. So before we start, talk about the band. That is a very, very, very nice band. Some lovely embossing on there. It's quite an attractive band actually. Anyway. We're not here to talk about the band, talk about the cigar. So wrapper wise, it's quite a dark wrapper. A little bit of oil, a tiny amount of sheen to it. Smell wise, again, quite an ammonia based smell. But not too bad, there's some leather and some dirt in there as well. The wrapper smells good. As far as I remember, these are a Nicaraguan Puro. So it's Nicaraguan filler, binder and wrapper. It's a reasonably smooth wrapper. There's no texture to it like a Cameroon wrapper or anything like that. Very, very fine veins, nothing too lumpy. Feeling the cigar, there is some quite chunky bits inside. So I'm assuming the some of the fillers still got a couple of veins, a couple of stems inside there. So, but no, it looks and feels like a very nice cigar. It doesn't have much of a sheen, but when you feel it, you can feel those oils on the wrapper. So again, cut it with a backstop. So I'm going to take several cuts off this. And here we go. So, pre-light. Very unusual taste on the pre-light. There's woods there, a little bit of cocoa, leather. I'm getting a bit of cedar as well. The wrapper's got slightly sour taste to it. Right, so I'm going to light this on my slow walk home. Judging by the size, I should be back just past halfway. And I shall let you know how it's smoked up till I get home, and then like with the nub, I shall come back and let you know how she finished. So until later folks, take care, goodbye.
Right, how are we all doing? I'm back. And I'm into the final third now. Wrapper's come apart a little bit while I'm smoking it. Might be down to me chewing on it a little bit too hard. So the flavour profiles, the first third, got some sweetness to it, some very, very, very sweet, woody, subtly earthy and beany sort of flavours on the inhale. The exhale is very, very dry, with some slight, the first third has some kind of cacao, bitter spiciness to it. As I hit the middle run, it lost a lot of the sweetness, very nice woody flavours. The finish became a little bit more coffee-like. There's some kind of it's like a dirty, earthy coffee, bitter finish. Very, very, very creamy for a Nicaraguan cigar, but smoked gorgeously. The middle run, I say, lost that sweetness a little bit. And it is getting a little bit more bitter now into the final third. But no, a very, very, very interesting cigar. The sweetness at the start was a great beginning, and that kind of gradually faded away, leaving you with more woody, kind of earthy flavours in the middle, as I was saying. But no, I am really enjoying this. So I'm going to go and sit outside in the garden and enjoy this last third. I've been smoking this for about 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes we'll say, and I've pretty much finished it. So on the whole, it's going to be a 45 minute smoke. If you just smoking, not talking, nothing else, you could easily make this last you an hour and 15 minutes if you're with company. So, like I say, I shall return at the end. See you shortly. Right, so it ended a lot like the middle run. So you got some kind of very, very creamy, earthy, woody flavours on the draw. The finish had that bitter coffee-like finish to it. There was a few other interesting flavours. I got hints of herbs and some kind of spices in there as well in the last run. But the finish is very creamy as well. Kind of, I say it's got that dry bitterness. I mean, it's quite bitter. There's like a dry bit of spice on there. But that just gives way, and it's got this lovely, creamy, bitter coffee-like earthy finish. They're a very interesting cigar. Quite dynamic for a 52 gauge torpedo, really. Plenty of fluctuations and variations in taste from start to finish, basically. I would have smoked it to the point that I was burning my lips, but as I showed you, the wrapper had cracked. That came off, and the filler started breaking down as I was getting towards the end. I have chewed the end of that quite a bit. A bit of a mess, to be honest. But no, so the Brick House Short Torpedo. A great cigar. Like I say, it's the flavour profile has got some complexity to it. It's not an overly dynamic smoke. It's more dynamic than a lot of other 52 gauge torpedoes. Doesn't quite have the dynamics of like a thinner, more like 36 gauge cigar, a longer profile does. But no, price point wise, that is a very good cigar for its money. I prefer it over the nub. Wasn't quite as flavoursome as the My Father I've recently smoked. But as I've said many times, these New World cigars, as we refer to them as, cigars made outside of Cuba basically, have a lot to offer. I know it takes us to try a few. Not all cigars are the same. They shouldn't all be treated as the same. And no, for a more budget-priced Nicaraguan smoke, the Brick House cigars, very, very nice. I know they've been available a while in the States, but like I say, we got them 4 or 5 weeks ago. They were released in the UK. But no, an enjoyable cigar. So this is a reasonably short cigar review for me. Bizarre, I know. So anyway, until next time, folks, I shall see you soon. So take care. Goodbye.